so we're approaching the bubble here. As Max said, the bubble bursts around the 2,500 or 3K big blind. So at this point, we just want to open a bunch of pots. Ace Jack, easy call against the shover. When this guy flats for 5 bigs, we can have him beat with Ace Jack, but do you like to flat and just check it down since it's a dry side pot? Do you like to do a small ISO? Do you just fold? What are your thoughts here with Ace Jack when someone calls for a short shove?
I know there are hands I dominate for sure, and I have the chips to call. I'm getting the odds, so I'm thinking flatting here, but I don't think folding is awful either. I think if we 3-bet, it's just isolate this guy.
Yeah.
We would have to go to like 20, 24K
Yeah.
maybe.
24.
Something like that. It would be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Not crazy, but I don't want to play against the only big stack before the bubble when I can make a lot of money.
That's true, and that's why I think folding here, despite the fact it seems really tight, it's like it's fine. Like we're giving up a slight card advantage against these guys, but we're guaranteeing that we don't play a pot against the only guy who can bust us, and then we can just get back to stealing blinds thereafter.
And as we're out of position, and you know when it's a dry main pot, it's hard to get any value from there.
Yeah,
really.
I think if I was in your shoes, I would have flatted and then just checked it down. And assumed that I'm not going to get bluffed out because there's not much point in bluffing out people at this point. But pretty close expectations either way in there. We just raise the next hand and take the chips back. I actually have to go through every hand because I wouldn't be surprised if he opened Jack 5 offsuit on the bubble. It's totally fine to do.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I really this table we were nearing the bubble and they were really tight.
Okay.
Just even these guys on my right, these big stacks, they were just really needy. So I think I opened every time I could.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. Everyone's been raising first in before you, but we'll get there.
Not every.
There, 10-4 suited. We got it. Flop the open ender. C-bet, take it down. This king 10 will get opened unless someone else opens first. Are you someone who likes to do a lot of like aggressive 3-betting and 4-betting on the bubble, or are you more just I like to raise when it's folded to me and otherwise I just chill out?
Not against these guys. They just seem so. They want the money.
Yeah.
For sure. So I don't think they're at least from early position they aren't raising light at all.
Yeah.
But I can do crazy even 4-bet bluffs of with my stack on the line on the bubble if I think it's fine, because if I see people who are capable of playing and they play the bubble, so they're 3-betting me way too much, and when I 4-bet them, it just seems really strong. So I get them to fold almost everything there.
Yeah, I remember you saying you pulled off a pretty sick 4-bet in the Super XL 1K main.
Yeah.
It was fun. Maybe we can look at that single hand afterwards. But okay, Ace Jack, EP raise and a call, and we're just respecting the fact that these guys are playing tight on the bubble, so they probably have strong ranges.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just take my spots.
Yeah.
And
9-3. There's an open. I was waiting for you to open a freaking hand, man. 9-10.
I didn't open it.
You didn't open Queen 9. You gonna open Queen?
Maybe.
He's gonna reopen the betting for everything.
I don't see anything else with queens. Maybe with aces we could do something different. But
I think with aces and kings we can flat, but queens is kind of vulnerable. You could do the 3-bet to 11K where he can never fold and just force him to get committed to the pot. It's actually an interesting one to think about.
Yeah,
but it's.
I was thinking about 12K myself also, but
yeah,
he's not coming over the top with anything crazy. So, he's calling always, I think.
Yeah, but think
Yeah.
if he calls and then sometimes folds the flop, then you can use that move as a bluff.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
would be really sick. That's where I'm just thinking, like, because it's the bubble and because like the range for stacking off is so small, you could do just like the min 3-bet and then like get it done on the flop. But I think your shove is totally fine with this particular hand, and he folds.
Yeah.
And that's fine. So Jack 10, no interest. Queen 6, yeah, we'll take that one. Fold stuff. Well, Jack 10 suit, he's probably gonna play. Nope, not anymore. Way too much.
I think the bubble has burst now.
Okay. So we're in the money. Everyone's guaranteed $350. Spoiler alert, Max wins the tournament. So at this point, there are about 855 players remaining from the initial 5766. Still a long way to go. And I almost like to treat them as like getting from the start to in the money is one tournament, and then like because the field's so big in the Sunday Million, then getting from in the money down to the end is like a tournament all on its own, because you still like have like 800, 900 people when that happens. And I find that the strategy is different for getting to the money versus being in the money, because when you're getting to the money, everyone's afraid to play. Like as you get closer, people don't want to take chances, so there's a lot of stealing, a lot of re-stealing, a lot of that. Whereas once you're in the money, a lot of people are just kind of, all right, I'm doing better than I thought I would. At this point, anything's a free roll, and they're a lot more willing to gamble. So it's a lot about just being able to show them the goods until you get to the very, very end where that bubble pressure rises up again. Would you agree with that, Max?
Yeah, I like to open my ranges before the bubble, and right after the bubble burst, I like to tighten up, because some people are just, happy with the money and shoving. It's been like 5 hours. If these are European, maybe they have to go to work, and I don't know, they might be tired or something. So there can be a lot of crazy plays happening.
Yeah, that's true. The fatigue factor is real. The kind of boredom factor is real. There was all this like pressure, and then they're like, okay, I'm in the money now. My chances of winning big are low anyway, so fuck it, like whatever.
Yeah.
Gamble. Okay, and not having eaten for a long time, some people would be like, all right, I just want to go get some food. Forget this tournament.
Yeah.
So all right, I got Queen 9. You open, big blind defense, pretty dry flop, good board to c-bet. You c-bet, take it down. Not too much else to say about that one.
Yeah.
And
standard.
I can start skipping over the raggedy hands like 4-9 suited and Jack 6, since we're probably not playing them in the money. Cool.
But you can see me opening up a bit later.
Okay.
But my pre-flop PR might go a bit up.
Okay, sweet. So 9-10 suited here. You open mid position, get 3-bet, smallish from a small stack, so you're getting a really good price. You have a hand that flops really well. I usually fold here out of concern of like, well, what happens if I flop marginal and he actually has a big hand and stacks me? I see his 3-bet's like 14% though. So what's your kind of whole analysis of this situation when you first face that 3-bet, see the stack size and the stats and whatnot?
The stack size is what concerns me the most. If why isn't he just shoving? He has 20 bigs. Just ship it over. It might be the case where he has the aces or kings, and he's just shoving everything else. But also there is still, quite. I don't know these players, and he has 3-bet me like twice already in this table, and he has a high 3-bet. So when I get 3-1, more than 3-1, 3.3-1 on my money with a suited connector, I like the calling and playing like quite tight on the flop.
So if you flopped, if the board came 10 high or 9 high, and you have a 1.5 pot to stack ratio, are you feeling like that's enough commitment to go with the hand? Or would you still like maybe call one and evaluate and sometimes drop top pair?
Yeah, something like that. It's really hard.
Yeah.
That's the biggest concern playing these kind of hands, when the flop comes like 10 for deuce.
Yeah.
Rainbow, and you just don't know what the fuck are you gonna do with this hand.
Yeah.
later streets because you have kind of put him on a stronger range there.
Yeah. Okay. But that said,
Yeah,
the flop
that's that.
is
Yeah, flop misses and
flop is
he
not that
blasts.
good and easy fold.
Yeah.
Easy fold. Okay, because that's a spot that I'm really curious about. I wonder if maybe me, you, Charlie, Ali should do like a little workshop on
Yeah.
because you get that sick price where you're like, I can't fold pre-flop, but what are all the possible future outcomes? Are there enough good future outcomes to make up for the disaster future outcomes that usually come top of mind first to balance it out?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm sure math could be done to just map
Yeah.
all the situations and say, well, yeah, like you're gonna get stacked 5% of the time, but you're gonna get him for a bunch like 40, and then the other 50, nothing happens, and yeah. Some smart person knows how to do that.
Yeah. I'm not that one.
No, we're just the guys who know how to click buttons and read
Yeah.
souls. All right, so defense 6-5 suited, flop bottom pair, just check folding, I'd imagine. Interesting. You turned it into a bluff to. I mean, I guess if he doesn't have a queen, it's a tough call with just like an ace-9 or something.
Yeah. Well, nuts.
I think. I guess you could have like pocket pairs below the 10, above the 6. Yeah, I think I like your bet. I don't even know if you need to bet as big as you did though.
Yeah, that's true. I could have made like 9K, 10K.
Yeah.
Like just some 5-figure number. So it looks big, but if he had like, I don't know if he had like ace queen, like whatever, would he check back the turn there? So that was which queens is he checking back on that turn, and I didn't see him checking back many of them. As I've checked twice now. I'm just telling him I have nothing, kind of, or marginal showdown value, which he could just like two-barrel me out of every time. But
he had the nuts, so he checked because he wanted to keep your bluffs in. Oh.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. All right, we got the big dog pocket 5s, and Max is taking flops, flopping sets. Yes, I like your check back here. I really like your check back here. And then you just call the turn, which is perfect. Because we're assuming if he has... I mean, if he has like a pair of aces... I guess maybe he could check call 3 streets, but he more likely has a pair of queens or even weaker than that.
Or like kings or something there.
So you check and then value bet the river. Perfect. Oh no, you could have got it all, bro!
Yeah, I remember that hand on the turn, but didn't want to spoil it for you guys. But I remember I was a bit pissed there because I could have stacked him on the flop or something. But
yeah, you guys were trapping each other.
Yeah,
he was trying to get you to bluff. You were trying to get. It's interesting he took such small sizing on the turn because I feel like if you have a second best hand like a good queen or a king, you'll pay more than 8K. Like he actually was getting less value than he should. Like you guys both got less value. I want to do a quick combo check though because it's like he had top 2. You could have stacked him, but let's see how many combos of ace queen are there with this board. Is it 9? I think. Because there's 16. Because it's 3x3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 9 combos of ace queen, and then of aces there's 3, and of queens there's 3. So if it's a cooler situation, you're still on the losing end of it like 40% of the time.
Yeah.
Right, because you could be overset at 2. So.
But yeah, the river. If the river was like 8 of diamonds there, I think I would have gotten the full value from him. I think he would have came over the top, but
yeah, I could see him check shoving the river.
Yeah,
or you could bet bigger on like a lot of rivers. Either way, I think it's unlucky for you that he played a hand this strong in this way.
Yeah.
Now, if we really look at it though, if we think he has like. If he has a queen or a pocket pair worse than that, and we assume we're only getting 1 street of value out of that, but when he's pot controlling his ace jacks, ace 10s, or ace kings even, that we can get all 3 streets. Maybe getting the potential 3 streets from that part of his range is worth the fact that we'll only get 1 out of the weaker part instead of 2.
Yeah, I just if the ace hits him pretty often, even there, he's opening under the gun. Okay, what is he opening under the gun? Like, well, I don't have stats for this guy, but that's why I didn't feel he has any strong holdings there, really.
Yeah.
So
try to get some.
And if he had check raised me on this board, it would have been, I would be like puking in my mouth, because they could be the miracle flush or the what the fuck straight, or you know.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see we have a special guest here, although it's probably just a troll. We're going to play one more big pot, and then we will welcome our new guests. Because I think there might be a big pot coming up. And I think it might involve King 10 of Diamonds. I'm not sure.
I remember this hand.
Okay, so we're just waiting. We're not quite there yet. We got some spades to play, but we're looking in some walks to get. Some Queen 10s. Did this guy raise? Oh, Big Hooney. Yeah, he's been around for a long time. 7-10.
I don't want to fight with him. Just let him be.
yeah, he's a great. All right, King 10 of Diamonds. You min raise. Small blind defends. Big blind defends. Flop is pretty good for you as long as no one's got deuces.
Yeah.
Check. Bet for value, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sizing's fine. I'm wondering if you could bet a little bigger, but you have most of the cards, so.
Yeah, and I thought it's quite hard for him to call, and if he calls, I still have like the exact just a bit over the pot behind, so. Yeah. Are you on the turn now?
Yeah. I'm on the turn now. Oh, that's not a good turn for you.
Yeah, it's not.
But he's still bet. Okay, like, cause he could still have King Queen, King Jack, suited probably. Jack 10 would now call a bet. Queen 10 would probably call a bet. Ace Jack, Ace Queen are gonna fold. You lose to Queen Jack. If he check shoves you, wow. He did check raise.
Yeah, it's this situation is he was so sick. I was there like time banking and figuring out like does he really have the Queen Jack there?
Mm-hmm. It's almost like, I mean, I haven't clicked forward yet, but it's almost like what other hand could he have?
Yeah,
that would take this line other than 10s, kings, which are pretty rare combo wise. Queen Jack, he can't have 9s.
Yeah, but miracle 9s maybe, but.
I guess he could have some combo spade, King Jack of Spades, King Queen of Spades, but even those should check call. I guess Ace Jack of Spades, Ace Queen of Spades could take this line.
Yeah, but I decided to get it in there.
Get it in. Okay, thoughts on calling instead of shoving?
I was thinking if he was on the draw, he had like 4-1.
Okay.
There, I didn't think he was folding like ever, so I just had to figure out if I'm ahead, really.
Yeah. I think just looking at this box, I know a lot of times I hear, well, shoving. I mean, if he would call with like 10-9, when I get into a spot where my friend's like, well, he's never gonna call your all in with worse, you might as well just call and then fold on rivers. It's not fun though. Like, this is the easier way to get in. Just be like, whatever, I'm just gonna go all in and see what happens. If he's got it, he's got it. But you can also call, and if he doesn't got it, he might shut down. If he's got it, you can maybe save some chips, or and he's gonna continue with the draw anyway. Though it's not like you're denying him equity with his Ace Jack, Ace Queen of Spades, because if he has those,
he's playing with those. I don't think he's folding ever, and I just might be missing out on some value if there comes turn like a queen or something, and he has the 10-9 or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So he calls. We make the nuts and you
yeah.
you perfect. If you call and the river's bad, he might get away from that hand. What's Sunday Million? What a great tournament!
Yeah,
What a
thanks
great.
for flatting. I remember he was discussing the hand with Justice one time for should I flat, and he was like telling their U3 that he would anyways call, and like they know my playbook or something, but it was funny to follow them.
Yeah, that's
Discussion.
awesome.
He was quite tilted after that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he had like 4 big blinds to hang around and chit chat. All right, so we're gonna take some questions from the audience now. The president of Finland would like us to know that on behalf of the Finnish people, he would like to thank Max Rotko for boosting the Finnish economy by 500%. All right, so we just won a massive pot with King 10 suited because some moron overplayed aces. Everyone thinks it's a 2-card game, man. Maybe in the 90s. They need to get with the times. Max, show the video. Maybe we're going to step up the level of the troll sharing later. Maybe we'll do a video later. I don't know, but we're going to save the best for last. Okay, Queen Jack suited. You fold to a min raise from Big Hooney. Is it because of who raised, or is it because of his stack, or is it because of what you think his range is? Because pretty good drawing hand.
Yeah, if we were deeper, I would be like, if it was like, he was like at 200k, 40 bigs, I would be flatting here.
Okay.
And, you know, I would have a chance to call off Justice one time and Guild 88 then, if Big Honey decides to fold.
Yeah.
But not now. He's so shallowish, kind of, and he's such a good player. Also, I didn't really want to tangle with him that much.
Okay, right on. So I like that. I like it's very important to be specific on which players you want to play with, because basically, like, a lot of our money in poker comes from our opponent's mistakes. And if you think your opponent is going to play damn near perfect post flop, then why would you voluntarily try to play post flop with them in spots where you don't have a huge card edge pre flop? If it's like a very marginal spot pre and you don't think there's any value to be gained post, wouldn't make sense to engage in confrontation. Just fold and move on to the next hand while your tournament stock value maintains its value, basically. And we got quite a few folds coming here, right? Yes, we do. Okay, so Queen 6 fold, King 4 fold, 7 deuce suited fold. See what the big blind play is. That's a little too expensive, so we'll fold there. And I'm gonna play your small blinds every time because I know that you generally like to go for the steal when it's folded to you blind versus blind. I like to as well against most players, so get to show people that when you only have one opponent to get through, your cards don't matter that much, because even though you got dealt garbage, they probably got dealt garbage too. All right, deuces. If I'm in your spot, I'm open shoving. You're open shoving. Oh my god, you got called, bro. Oh my god, and the board.
I lost the flip. That's.
How do you even win a tournament when you lose a flip? You must be like the best, man.
I was smashing stuff at that point, just throwing everything.
Actually, the reason he timed out of the next 5 hands was because he broke his laptop and was going to the tech store down the street to buy a new one.
Yeah.
Good thing he got dealt rags. That would 4 deuce, 4-7, Queen 10 suits. Okay, he's back.
Yeah.
Facing a small 3-bet from a 20 big blind stack, what do? You okay, this is another spot where, like, I know my pot odds dictate I should call, but I really am like, I get gun shy in these spots facing these 3-bets, being like, all right, like, I'm all like, I'm going to take a flop out of position, but now, like, the more rational me is like, yeah, but pot to stack ratio is so shallow. Position doesn't matter that much. It's just take the odds and see if you're going to hit the board and hope you hit it harder than him. Those are my new thoughts. What are your thoughts with these spots?
Well, it's kind of similar to that spot where I had 10-9 suited.
Yeah.
Just I get really good odds, like kind of good odds, and but again, this guy is repping like the top of his range, kind of here, just trying to pull me in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I used to fold too much to 3 bets, and I think I've been. No, I don't know if I'm calling too much, but I think Queen 10 is a fine hand to
Yeah,
go with on the flop.
I think
And
so
just
too.
see.
Yeah, and especially when you flop top pair here and he just open shoves, you're probably good.
Yeah,
I feel like this is rarely. I mean, in the old days, this was aces and kings. They'd three bet min and then over shove flop. But these days, I feel like they'd bet smaller if they have it on the flop. So, yeah, we're definitely
yeah,
calling when we're that good. And
and
it is still aces sometimes.
yeah,
The old fish line.
yeah. And this was what I was talking about. If we hit the 10 for deuce rainbow flop and he over jams, it's kind of gross, but
Yeah.
you can't really get away from the hand when you have called
Well,
pre.
yeah. Let's
And you flop.
let's for fun. Let's just give you queen 10 suited against aces in a poker stove analysis. And let's just say when you flop top pair, you have 20%. Now, if he shoved for pot, let's just make it simple. Let's assume it's pot. You need 33% against queen 9-5. Oh no, that was just pre-flop. Against queen 9-5. On queen 9-5 board, you have 21%. Now, if we give you a backdoor flush draw and give you the 5 of diamonds, it's actually going to shoot up to like 25%. So you're getting pretty close. And this is assuming he only has the nuts. If we give him aces, kings, and ace king, I mean, let's go with ace king of clubs, which is still like super strong range and see.
Put one random hand there, just like one airball type of.
Let's go ace jack offsuit, and we'll give him half the combos of it. You put that, boom. Now it's clear. If he has any random bluffs, then you're good. And that's the thing. You got to know your player. If the guy's a total nit and he's like a weak tight, then yeah, you know what? You can call the 3-bet and actually check fold on this board if you think he only has aces. But if he's the guy who could show up with a random bluff, which Sunday million, it could happen, you might want to have to click the call here. And now if we give you like a gut shot instead of just queen 9-5, and then we put him back to that exclusively nutted range, I think you have the price to call. So, you know, if you think someone's only going to have aces, you could call the 3-bet and say, I'll stack off if I flop a pair and a gut shot or better. Or like a pair and a gut shot with a backdoor flush draw, or like even with that. You can basically just compare the stack size on the flop to see what odds you'll be getting and determine what your equity is against their value range, and then say, do they have any bluffs? Okay, I can take a little less equity. They have no bluffs. Okay, I need minimum this. Which boards give me that? I continue on those, and when I don't have it, I don't continue. And now it's no longer a game of, oh, I'm trying to flop top pair to continue. It's like, no, I'm trying to flop this winning percentage, and then I'll continue based on that. And when people stop thinking in terms of hand strength and think in terms of winning chances and percentages instead of hand rankings, that's a big game changer, and that's when people start to really understand, like, oh, the cards are just a representation of something. This is a mathematical and psychological game. It's not just these basic rules that people like to lump it into there. So,
but I would like to add just one thing. I've been discussing with my friends about these spots where these like similar to the 10-9 and this hand, and it's just quite often they show up with the aces there, and I don't know, maybe it's when I'm thinking about it, I think it might be a mistake against these Fisher players to call with these drawing hands, the 3-bets. Just you should maybe fold and get on to the next one, but
well,
you never know.
Like if you're, I got a bust. We're going all in on this one. Then I got a flopzilla it because you're getting 3-1, right? Which is quite good. Let's just see what your odds of flopping a flush, a straight, 2-pair, and trips are, because I think it's actually not going to be that far off. And a good thing to do, by the way, guys, Poker Stove, the program I just used, you can get for free on Gripsed.com. Flopzilla here is a pay-for program, but if you type !free in the chat, you can get it through our bundle program. So Queen 10, no, I put the Queen 10 suited here. And yeah, we flop a flush, 1% here. I'll just put the filters on. Oh no, I'll take the other filters away. let's say without top pair. So we'll do strong draws, strong draw. We'll do all the strong draws, all the combo draws. And so if we do a gut shot and a pair, a pair and a draw, made flush, made straight, 3 of a kind, 2 pair or better, you're getting that 13% of the time, which isn't that far off from like if he min 3-bet you or something, then you could call and say I'll just continue when I flop like literal nuts.
Yeah.
If we go
min 3-betting is a bit different from that 5x.
Yeah. Queen Jack suited versus Queen 10, similar. So we do have to stack off with either. Now, if you said you'll go with your flush draws but not your top pairs, you're now defending almost enough. And the equity of flush draws will be better than equity of top pairs against the exclusively aces range. So you could peel and just be super strict and nitty about your continuing ranges post flop and not be making big mistakes.
That's true.
Because it's like if the fish is going to be dumb enough to give you the right odds to try to bust him, and you can just nit dump top pair, then you can gain money by peeling and then just be really nitty. The sizing of his 3-bet matters a lot. The implied odds matter a lot, and the implied odds swing it huge because if he has aces, he's always stacking off. So we're calling 18, but basically to win 100K, not to win the 56 in the middle. So that swings it a lot where you could just defend, honestly, combo draws, pair and draws, 2 pairs and better, and you would not be making a mistake by calling and check folding queen X, queen high flop, 10 high flops if he only has aces. And then I think the only other adjustment is shark scope the guy. If he's a random, yes, they really do have aces like 95% of the time here. And if he's a reg, unless it's good stack sizes to attack or good positions to attack, like he's on the button, I assume they usually have it.
I think that's pretty good actually. I think so. When we call, we just have to proceed like really tight, nitty approach to the flop.
Yeah, and Flopzilla will allow you to just drill it down exactly what you need to continue with, which is one of the many reasons why that program's so powerful. So we have one quick question we'll take from the rail, then we're gonna move on. Do you bobsleigh in your spare time?
What is bobsleighing?
You don't know about bobsleighing? It's like tobogganing, like down a hill, except you go down a crazy course of just ice. It's just the Olympic sport.
No.
What do they call bobsledding in Finnish? What's the translation?
Kelkkailu.
Kelkkailu.
Alamäki kelkkailu or kelkkailu.
So Max does not engage in the kelkkailu. It's got the word. It's got the word "kill" right in it, which is kind of what I think of when people are like, "Yeah, I'm gonna jump in this tube of metal and fly down an ice path at 100 miles an hour." That sounds fun and safe.
This one Georgian guy died in Vancouver Olympics doing this, right?
Yeah.
It's the video is too horrific to watch. I wouldn't never go down. With bobsleigh.
I haven't watched it and I don't intend on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get back to stacking chips. You got jacks. You open. This guy's putting you all in.
I
break down.
12 bigs. I think we're just gonna have to go with it.
No, he has 18 bigs.
Yeah, 18 bigs. Yeah. Jacks are a bit too strong. I think nines would be really tough here.
Yeah, I agree. The hands just too strong to fold for this amount of bigs. And like there are kind of like criteria where you're like, okay, if I'm on a 9-handed table and I get dealt like queens on like 28 big blinds, unless like 4 players are all in ahead of me, I'm not folding this versus a single player. And jacks for 20 blinds is just you just go with it. Unless 2 or 3 people are also all in, like you just kind of go with it and accept. And sometimes nice run out. Oh my god! What was the reaction when you turned that jack?
Yeah, I had just lost a pot, huge pot to the aces, and when I saw the flop, I was like, again, this type of bullshit. And the turn was like I don't know, ray of light from heaven.
Yeah.
I don't know, just perfect.
Wow.
Just perfect.
That was great. So they brought you pretty much back to where you were before the Queen 10 suited. And although maybe against that particular player the Queen 10 suited hand was a mistake, a few good things came from it. One was that we just did that analysis, which helps you, helps me, and helps everyone else watching. And you won the tournament anyway, so it clearly didn't matter too much that you lost that pot. So you get the lesson, and you still get all the money. Pretty sweet.
Yep.
Good time to make a mistake.
Yeah. I knew I would double up next hand. Yeah. I had a message from Poker Stress.
Oh yeah, it's nice. It's nice when you got to make sure that the PMs come off screen though, or else the people watching don't know. So it's important to be really careful with those friend of stars messages.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are gonna ask how you get them. You have to know people. You have to know people, and you have to do some certain favors that you might be uncomfortable doing. But I mean, 150K, maybe it's worth it.
Yeah, a couple of blowjobs, nothing big.
Yeah, I mean the owners of stars have such a small penis. It's not a big thing, not a big favor to do. Such a small penis. All right, I'm glad we can mix that stuff in here. Really, it's good. It's good. Keep the vibe light. Why am I even taking time looking at fucking Queen 4 offsuit and shit? Clearly, you're not playing these hands. Queen 10 off, maybe. Nope. King Queen, yeah, you'll probably play. Nope. Someone raised. Queen 10 suities, yeah. Oh,
gotta raise those.
All right, Queen 10 suited. Flop a gut shot. Backdoor flush draw. Oh, your decision's pretty easy.
Yeah. I kind of hate these moments, like when you flop a flush draw and this guy will just junk bets twice the pot. Just feel like shit after it.
I just laugh because I'm like, wow, if you actually had a hand, you just like took away all your value. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
All right. On we go. Deuce Jack, probably. No. Now everyone knows how you ended up getting those swollen ankles.
How?
When you were doing your favors for Poker Stars, you had to put those feet in uncomfortable positions. They got swollen up.
Man's gotta do what man's gotta do.
Alright, raise up fives. That's too much heat. Fold. 8-3 fold. King 7 fold. Queens. Got the ladies.
Queens, where? I want them.
Queens, yeah, where you're putting 21K in the middle and getting through action. A beautiful, beautiful board. Deuce, Jack, Deuce. Deuce, Jack, Deuce. So, I'm with the school of C-Bet, and I don't think there's really anything else to say about this hand.
Yeah, it's a nice pot.
It's a nice pot.
Yeah.
Nice spot. So at this point, the blinds are 5K, 10K. Max has 22 bigs. And, dude, don't you hate when they limp in blind versus blind and you oversized raise it and they still call?
Yeah, I hate it.
How should we adjust? Should we just start shoving over limps, or should we just start checking, or should we just min raise?
I like checking better.
Yeah.
Than min raising. You just have to go, and shoving is like, well, it's profitable, but it's.
I think it's excessively risky.
Yeah.
Because they do trap sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think checking against someone who limp calls as a main strategy. Checking's probably best, and raising's best against those guys who just whenever they limp, they just have garbage.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard on 37 hand.
Yeah.
If you have 37 hands on someone, but yeah.
So bad board. You fire one bet, he check rips, and
GG.
And that's the one thing is if you did go with a smaller raise size where you fold out his absolute worst hands and keep the same range that would call to 4x, then when he does get to check shove on you, invested half as many chips. Like your C bet would only be 18K into a 20K pot, and you'd save like 36K chips long run by doing that, and still probably have a similar amount of fold equity. Actually, similar. You get a bit more with the large size raise, but
I don't know. Just
I think that the heads up regs, they told me to min raise in these spots, and I was confused why. And now that I actually think about it with you, since the fold equity, the part of the range that's folding is very similar both to the pre-flop raise and to the post-flop c-bet, that might as well just keep everything smaller and the risk lower with the reward being the same, I think.
It does make sense. And you have a position, and you know, Ace-9 is way ahead of his hand probably here, so
okay, so whatever, he hits, he check rips, we lose, whatever,
he owned us.
He owned you so hard. Actually, Poker Stars owned you by dealing him the board that he needed, right? He definitely flopped like some kind of equity, a gut shot or a pair bet, to be able
I was kind of thinking about some hero call there for a while, but it doesn't make any sense. Even though he has like Queen 10, I would be kind of flipping against it. So.
Oh, Max, you so crazy.
Which hand?
Just the fact that you're even thinking like, man, I'll show him to try to blow me off my ace high. Hold on. So now you get short.
Yeah, it's fine. I like 10 big blinds or 12.
Yeah, it's really hard to make a mistake with 12 big blinds, right?
Yeah.
Well, you'd think if you've studied the game, it's really hard. But for new people, it's somehow it's actually very easy to make a mistake with any stack size. Like some people might go all in with Queen Jack, be like, I got 2 face cards, I only got 12 bigs, I'm gonna get smashed by the blind soon. It's like, nah, dude. Maybe if it's suited. So fold King 7 suited. That's too big a shove. Easy fold. This will probably be a fold. We're waiting until we get 10s? Okay. Dime pieces, and you got to open from whatever. You got 10s.
He's fellow Finnish guy.
Oh, fellow Finnish guy. Easy all in. You got 8 bigs to start the hand. Easy shove, get it through. You chip up like 50%, no showdown.
Yeah,
always.
I have no idea why he's folding, but I didn't complain there at all.
Yeah. And then let's see, probably a bunch. This is probably getting folded.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8-10 suited, not on that stack. Ace-8, depending on the action, nope, not against that nitty guy. Ace-4 suited, same thing, not against that nitty guy. That's a fold. Let's see, King Jack in the hijack, 10 bigs. Over a limp.
I think I prefer shoving because, you know, it's kind of a turbo tournament still, half a turbo.
Yeah.
And you got to make those moves. It's a new guy on the table, but and I hadn't looked him up, but just limping there. Like, what do you have?
Yeah. When it's the Sunday Million, you can usually assume the limp means I have a hand I want to see the flop, as opposed to like the 100 rebuy on a Wednesday where it's like I'm trapping you with aces, kind of. Limp.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the shove. Like in some tournaments you could overlimp, in some tournaments you could ISO small, but like you said, it's a turbo. There's a lot of money out there in the middle. We're gonna have to gamble anyway. Let's just put the max pressure on and take it down.
Yep.
Good spot. So 10-4 is a fold. Jack 9.
Fold.
It could like maybe just barely be a steal raise, but only if the table's playing like really tight. You could try to sneak this one through.
Well, the players are good. The button is nitty, and the big blind is this anonym guy who.
Okay.
It could be, but it's kind of risky.
Yeah, it's an awkward stack size to steal off. Yeah. And the only reason I say maybe is because also, the big blind's that fishy guy, but you know, Jack 9 suited is a hand that connects with quite a lot of boards. Hits fairly often, so it's an okay hand. If you're gonna ever go for like a steal on a short stack, that's a good one to go for with. But I respect, you got 14 bigs. You don't want to be raised full, and you want to be open shoving with hands like King 10, and just building your stack 25-30% super easily. 8-7 suited. Probably, what do you got? 10, 11, 12, 13 bigs? If it had folded to you with 8-7 suited, you shove there, yeah?
Yeah, I'm shipping it.
Yeah, I'm shipping it too. I used to nip fold it because I'm like, dude, I have like 14 bigs. I could do a lot with it. It's like, what are you going to do with 14 bigs? Like, keep shoving.
The blinds went up.
Yeah, keep shoving until you get to like 30 bigs, and then come back and talk to me about what you can do with your stack. Because under 20 bigs, you ain't got no play. You got to get lucky in getting good spots. So just take every spot that comes until you have that bigger stack. All right, ace-5 suited, no. 4 deuce fold. This is sweet, actually. We can just skip through so many hands.
It's a new table, yeah.
You got aces.
Yeah, yipyiphupbup, chip leader, really good player. And here's one guy from the final table also.
Okay.
Should I tell him? Should I tell the guys who it is or?
I mean, I don't think it matters too much. You can say.
Yeah, it's this Markovitsus guy here, Estonian, really aggressive guy, and I got into a couple of spots with him later on.
Okay, sweet.
So,
I find those Eastern Europeans play really well.
yeah,
Like they study the game and they know the game and they're just good. They're really good players. They don't make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, and they come from a country like Estonia. It doesn't have that much, they appreciate money there. So when they do work towards something, I think they want to be really good at it also at the same time. So this Markovitz guy is so super aggressive. And
I find
it's hard to play against him.
It's hard, yeah. I find the one edge that I feel I can apply against those countries that don't have the same like cost of living or whatever is that if there's a big money spot, I feel like I can apply more pressure on them than I could from someone is from like Monaco or Monte Carlo or one of these rich countries where I'm like, or like even like you guys, these Scandinavian guys where you have more purchasing power. I'm like, they're gonna care a lot less about this, so I shouldn't bluff them. But the guys who are from like the countries where money means a lot more, they play really well, but for the big money spots, I find that I can sometimes apply a bit more pressure and go a bit more outside the box against them. But that's like the only way I find an edge on those players, because theoretically they're just so fucking solid and good. All right, so you got aces.
Yeah, and just shove it. Yeah, no fool's play, just get it in, I think. I see no merit in min racing. There's quite a bit of good players. Fish is a good player. Markovic is a good player. yipyiphupbup is a good player, and they're gonna see right through it.
Yeah.
When I min race, so I just ship it and make it look as wide as possible. My range, I mean.
You could do though.
Yeah.
Limp.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a good play, but only again, it's what they'll assume. If they assume, oh, you're a random guy in the Sunday Million. You might get those wide shoves like you did previously, but it's a risky play, definitely a high risk play.
Yeah.
Onward we go. And I guess so. If you were like, at what stack depth would you peel with 6-3 suited out of the big blind here, or would you ever peel?
Against who's racing? I would have to be like. I don't know. I guess Markovic is aggressive, like, I don't know, 35 maybe. But I would need chips.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely here. It's two gapper. It kind of looks pretty, but yeah, the flops are pretty hard to hit with this kind of hand.
True. Cool.
Yeah, and I'm not that good at post flop. I don't really like to take it too far by defending from the big blind.
Yeah, it's a lot of ground to make up starting with 6 high.
Yeah.
Compared to whatever they got. Okay. I know Estonia is like near the northern part. Aren't they like northeastern Europe? You're closer there. What is Estonia considered in terms of like where in the continent? Because a lot of people seem to be mad that
it's a 2-hour ferry ride from Helsinki, so it's really close. The booze is like 50% cheaper there, so we go to Estonia and buy it from there. So it's like the paradise for Finnish people.
So is it considered Northern Europe then?
No, it's about Baltic country.
Okay, so everyone's just trolling me.
Yeah.
Of course, we're on Twitch. Why would I expect anything different?
Yeah. or maybe I am trolling you. I don't know. Just you have to balance the range.
Super troll. I hear there's an exciting video, but we'll put it on in the next break. Repost that at the next break, guys, and we'll show the celebratory video. We got to go through the theory first. Jesus. Okay, actually, this is a spot where I don't think that I would shove.
The ace-4 offsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really wide. I know, and in terms of the push-fold charts, it's not profitable.
Yeah.
But as I have last orbit, I got both of those shoves through.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about really, I don't know, it's a bit of a gamble, but there is like a third of my stack to play with an ace blocker, so I don't think it's horrible at all. So.
Yeah. And I think this is one of those spots where it's actually okay to go outside the charts. Because you're about to get hit by the blinds, like you said. Blinds might be going up soon, so your stack's going to be even shallower. And, like, if you look at the payout structure, if you don't take this spot and you try to, like, fold and wait for a better one, you're probably going to make, like, an extra half buy-in or something. Whereas, like, by here, if you go for it, even if you get it in bad, well, if you win, you got a chance to really make that final table, which is where all the money is. So I'm with it. I'm with the violation of the shove charts because you're thinking about more factors than their vacuum things are.
Yeah, I was playing for the win, and I was quite comfortable to go a bit out of the charts.
Yeah.
In order to win.
Yeah, and it shows, like, just like poker, like another thing. Sometimes you gotta go outside the box if you want to get like abnormal results, and getting first place in this field is definitely a pretty abnormal result. For sure.
Yeah, that's.
A nice shove there. Nice shove. Ace king. We're just gonna reshove, and maybe it's a flip. Maybe you got the same hand. Maybe you got him dominated.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Do you think his call with Ace Jack is mandatory given the pot odds he's getting?
Let me check.
Yeah. Close.
It's close. It's really close because you know I've been jamming like in 2.5 orbits like 4 times. So I don't know. Yeah. Really close. If it was suited, I think it's a call. I would call probably here. Ace 10 fold, Ace Jack calls.
Yeah.
It's on the fence.
Okay, cool. So unlucky spot for blue 1084, but
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah,
it was probably a huge score for him anyway, and
yeah, and he's still in. He has 3.5 big blinds, so
that's all you need, right? That's all you need.
Yeah.
It's 5-3 fold, Jack 4, 10-6, King Queen. We might play this. Under the gun, 24 bigs. Looks like a good spot to min. And you got it through. Cool.
Yeah. I made it a little bit bigger so show me guy wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Didn't want to, so.
And next spot with 8s. I mean, this looks like a snap call to me.
Yeah, it is.
Since it is more than half your stack, like, would you fold like 4s here?
Yeah.
Or 2s or 6s or?
Those are the tricky spots, you know. Deuces and 3s, I think I'll be folding. But if it's 4s, he could have like those King Deuce, King 3, maybe not King Deuce or King 3, but Ace Deuce and Ace 3 type of hands. I'm dominating Ace 4. So I think 4s you should call here already.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I'm not completely sure, so don't buy into that. It kind of depends what you're looking for in a tournament also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But,
whether you're looking to try to win versus to try to make the
Yeah.
final table versus trying to just play for as long as possible, like those kind of
Yeah.
considerations.
yeah, for start flipping really often, but it's 15 big blinds, so if it was 10, it would be no brainer. But
Yeah.
I guess 15, yeah, it's a bit hard to tell
Okay. Cool.
right now, but yeah.
So we call and he's dead and whatever.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
I remember this hand. It was right before the break, and I was like so ecstatic at that moment. I had gone back from the dead to 40 big blinds, so
Is that when you busted out your sweet dance moves that I've heard so much about?
I can't. I have this 80-year-old granny living floor under me, and she's been complaining that when I walk that I make too much noise. I don't know if it's my ankles or something, but and actually today our landlord called me and told me that the granny's daughter had called him and told him that I'm living with two of my friends here, that we are killing her by living upstairs. I just can't grasp how the fuck are we killing someone by living just a normal life here.
Must
Unreal.
Must be the ankles,
Unreal.
bro. Must be the ankles.